Hey, it's math time. You ready to add and subtract? There are a whole lot of numbers. We're getting smarter with every math fact. Hey, welcome back to Math with Mrs. McMillan. Well, today we're going to talk a little bit more about polygons. Ooh, do you remember what a polygon is? Well, if you don't, a polygon is any shape that has three or more straight sides, or sometimes we call these straight sides line segments, and three or more angles. Remember, an angle is where the sides come together and touch to make a corner. Right here, this is an angle. Alrighty, so here are some polygons. That's a polygon. That's a polygon. Whoop whoop, polygon! Oh, this is not a polygon. Give me a break. That doesn't even have angles or sides. How could that possibly be a polygon? Okay, dokie. So, we know what polygons are. But today we want to talk about a very special kind of polygon. And before we can talk about that very, very special kind of polygon, we have to learn a few things. The first thing we're going to need to learn about right angles. Or sometimes they're called square corners. Here is an example of a right angle. You can see the lines kind of go straight up and down. And if you took a look at the sides here, it kind of makes the shape of like a capital L. Now, in geometry, when you get up into the higher grades, you're going to learn how to measure angles. But for now, I'm just going to let you know that a right angle, or a square corner as it is also called, measures 90 degrees. So any corner that measures 90 degrees is called either a right angle or a square corner. You can use those terms interchangeably. Here are some square corners. Square corners. Square corners. Hey, let's take a look around my house and see if we can find anything that has square corners. In order to test these things out, I'm just going to use this little sticky note. If you notice, it has square corners on it. Each one of these corners measures 90 degrees. The corner of this mirror is a square corner. The corner of this picture frame is, yep, a square corner. Let's check the corner of this book. Yep, it's a square corner. Alright, now that we're done with that, let's talk about something else. Let's talk about parallel lines. Say parallel with me really loud. Ready, set, go. Parallel. Yes, now parallel lines are special lines. They're not just any old lines. Parallel lines are the same distance apart forever. And they never touch. And they never lean. And they never cross. Parallel lines would go on and on and on forever and ever and ever and ever, the exact same distance apart without ever touching. So, let's look at some parallel lines. These railroad tracks, parallel lines. The lines on this road, you guessed it, parallel. Ooh, look at the lines on this writing paper. They are parallel. If you extended those lines out and drew them for another 75,000 miles, guess what? They'd always still be the same distance apart. They would never touch. That's why they're called parallel. Ooh, look at the power lines. Those are parallel lines. And look at the pillars in this room here. The pillars that go straight up and down are the exact same distance apart. And if you extended those pillars up, all the way through to the sun, they would never touch, and they're always going to be the same distance apart. Therefore, they're called what? Hey, you guessed it, parallel. All right, so we remembered what polygons were. We talked about square corners, any corner that measures 90 degrees. And we learned about parallel lines. Now here comes the big part. Are you ready? Hold on to your socks. I'm going to tell you about something pretty exciting. Today we're going to learn about parallelograms. Ooh, I love saying that word. Ready? Say it with me. Parallelogram. Ooh, say it faster. Ready? Go. Parallelogram. Faster. Ready? Go. Parallelogram. Woohoo! Okay, we're going to talk about parallelograms. Now, parallelograms have two, count them, 1, 2 sets of parallel lines. So, any shape that has 2 sets, and a set means 2, so really it's going to be 2 lines that are parallel and another 2 lines that are parallel. 2 sets of parallel lines, we call it a parallelogram. Very good. So, a parallelogram has opposite sides that are parallel, and those opposite sides have to be the same length. Now, sometimes parallelograms will have square corners like this. Sometimes parallelograms will not have square corners. The angles in this parallelogram could be really big, bigger than 90 degrees, or they could be really tiny, tinier than 90 degrees. If you take a look at this shape, it has 2 real big angles and 2 pretty small angles. But it is a parallelogram because of the sides. If it has 2 pairs of parallel sides, it's going to be called a parallelogram every time. Now, take a look at this.
I can be a square or a rectangle, or I can lean over at an angle. I am a parallelogram. I am a parallelogram. Opposite sides are parallel, and that is how you can tell I am a parallelogram. I am a parallelogram.
Parallelograms! Now, if you would pretty please do the activity that I have attached to this video where you're going to be sorting out parallelograms from other things that are not parallelograms, I would really appreciate it. I hope you have a great day, and I can't wait to teach you more about geometry tomorrow. Bye-bye!